of them. You're wasting all your time and money on models. Paint what you have.
All right, everybody, hello and welcome to Model Club TV, episode 59. And I am not alone. I am joined once again by our lovely co-host, Scott Johansson. He's back, everybody.
Save me.
Uh-oh. Are you under duress, sir?
More than anyone can imagine.
What's going on, man? I have not gotten this many well-being checks on somebody in a long time. You all right?
Well,
what's going on? You want to care to explain to everybody so I don't have to answer messages anymore?
So everyone, there's a few people I'm in contact with because I'm still doing some printing. But everyone else, be patient. I'll get back to you. I am busy. I'm busier than an elf at Christmas time right now. As everyone knows, or we talked about, I think, some dumbass decided he was going to get a puppy and decided he wasn't going to tell his wife until he got here.
Okay, can we pause right there?
Sure.
Going back, would you have made the same decision? Not to tell.
I don't know because, even her and I have talked about it. And she said, well, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, well, because I was afraid you'd talk me out of it. And she said, well, I would have had 4 weeks to prepare at least. And I'm like, she goes, but if I'd have known what I know now, I would have tried to talk you out of it for sure. Because, so it's.
Yeah.
It's disrupted her life and she doesn't do well with that. So.
Gotcha. Okay. But how is the dog?
She's a monster. My dog is a monster. She is a little monster.
A what, 12-inch monster? How big is she?
Yeah, she's getting big. She's a moose. I think she's probably about 10 pounds now.
Okay.
She's getting bigger since I got her. She's probably 1.5 times the size she was when I got her.
Yeah.
When she gets tired, she wants to get up in my lap and sit in my shelf and have me hold her till she falls asleep. And she's just about at that point where she's too big to be comfortable with me holding her like that, but she still wants that comfort.
Yeah.
So I lay down sometimes and she lays on top of me and falls asleep. And she's definitely a daddy's girl. And
Aw. And you named it Trixie?
Trixie. I didn't name it.
Okay. That's the name it came with.
No, her name was Ginger, and I was told at least I get to name it. If I didn't have anything to do with it, I'm naming it, and I want it to be named Trixie, so her name is Trixie.
Nice. Well,
I got away with this much. Okay, you go ahead and name it. So.
Well, good luck with everything.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you back.
No one cares.
Oh, everybody cares. Trust me.
So,
Everybody
I'm
cares.
kind of hobby. I don't know. I'm getting some information, but not a lot because I'm not on the computer a lot.
Gotcha. So you're in the dark. You don't know what's going on.
I'm in the dark. I've watched some really horrible movies.
That's fantastic. Hold on to that because it's rare that we get to talk about that.
One mainly.
Okay, hold on. So, we have, I think one of the hardest parts about doing this show that I never thought about when this whole thing was conceived was having to deliver bad news to people in the community. And our good friend Phil Kupka sent us an email the other day and wants everybody to know what's going on with him. He sent us this quick video clip, which I'll play here, and I'll play it, and then we'll react to it afterward.
Hey guys, this is Phil Kupka. I'm reporting to you on Saturday, November 19th, because I'm scheduled on the day before Thanksgiving in OHSU to have surgery done to remove this cancer cell right there and all these liquids here. This is on the lower side of my brain. This is the left-hand side. Anywho, to make this thing short, like I say, it's November 19th that I am reporting to you right now. My surgery is the day before Thanksgiving. And so you will see this portion, which I will submit to Jason and Scott now, because after my surgery, that will be a little too late to submit to the guys. So anyway, when we get back, I will get back to you with more stuff. What they're going to do is on my left-hand side, they're going to shave this part of the hair there. They're going to cut the skin, separate the skin, cut out a chunk of my skull, and then they're going to take all that stuff out of there and then seal me back up and let me know what's going on. So anyway, talk to you later.
Well, Scott, you've been friends with Phil the longest. What do you think? What's going on? Sucks.
Well, I was floored, and with everything else going on in my life right now, and the stress level I have, this brings it back to earth, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like Phil, and I've known Phil, like I say, for a while now. Oh, sorry, it's late. We're recording late.
We're recording very late.
We're recording late because I had to put the girls to bed before I could come in here and have peace and quiet to do this.
Put the girls to bed means something entirely different.
And I'm
in my life.
I'm on call right now too, because if that dog wakes up and has to go out, we're gonna pause.
So if Scott seems quieter this episode, that's part of the reason. But Phil, man,
anyway,
I mean, you've gone through your own thing too, so like, man.
Yeah, I mean, so I did. One of the things I did is I knew that Phil knew George Stevenson pretty well, so I contacted George right away just to let him know. And I know George gave Phil a call, and then I gave Phil a call the next day. And you know, I've been in that situation where you just get talked out. I mean, you appreciate the calls, you appreciate the well wishes, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But you also you get talked out, and you just want to be left alone. So
yep, I get it.
I told him to let me know what's going on when he knows. They don't know for sure.
They probably know now.
At the time of the recording, well, they should know probably now. But at the time,
right,
that we got that video, and when I've spoken to him, and I haven't spoken to him since the video.
So we are recording it is Sunday night.
Yeah, and he was operated on Wednesday.
So we haven't heard anything yet. We'll keep everybody posted. Not everybody prays, not everybody, but if you do pray, you know, do one of those. Everyone can cross their fingers for Phil. And
send good vibes, whatever it is you do, whatever it is you're comfortable doing.
Yep, absolutely. So I think going forward, we'll probably, I haven't even talked to you about this, but maybe we'll get a some sort of fundraiser or something, like if we need to just send him some gift cards to get food and make it easier for him. Maybe we'll try and pull something together with Model Club and help him out. He was one of our first guests, and it's, you know, it sucks to see him going through this. So.
And then, of course, some asshole that he's talking to on the phone says, well, I guess they're going to fuck your beard up, huh, Phil? And, you know, so we had a little laugh about that because, you know, they're going to cut him.
Well, they probably shaved half his head, right? That'd be kind of cool. Might as well just shave the whole thing at that point.
Yeah, they won't just shave the whole thing. It's like when I had my operation, the first one, and sorry if this is TMI, they shaved like half my junk, you know, and I felt like, you know, half porn star man or something. And I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, God.
Okay. So, can you just like.
I just pictured it too. I hate you. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. But, I mean, it's not a death sentence, and I hope he, I mean, he could look to Dan Colonna, our other friend in the hobby, who, same thing, had brain tumor, and he's still around, so. We'll see what happens. It's tough. So, we'll keep everybody posted. And, you know, hate to start off with bad news, but it's better to just kind of get it out of the way here up front. So that's where we are. Phil, hang in there, man. Love you. And
we love you, Phil.
Yeah. All right. Shitty segue. Here we go. All right. What bad movies have you watched, Scott?
I got a puppy. So my wife watched this Brad Pitt movie. Oh,
Bullet
what the
Train?
hell? No.
Or
Planet, like these zombie things.
What?
Is it Planet Z? Hold on. Now you
World
got
War
that.
Z?
World War Z, yes.
That's
Okay.
only like 20 years old, but okay.
And again, another piece of shit. Okay.
So that movie is based on a book that I think is probably a million times better than what the movie ended up being. Because you could have done some really cool stuff with that. And there's some parts I think that are okay. Did you just thought it was a piece of garbage? No good.
You know, my problem with a lot of these movies, and my wife watches a lot of this crap that you do.
Yeah.
Okay. She watched another one too. Oh man, what was it?
So are these
I don't
movies your wife watched and you just happen to be in the room, or movies
Well,
that you
because I'm
'Cause you're
dog
on-
watching
because you're
in the kitchen.
you're on lockdown and crowded?
Okay. And she's got it on. I'll just sit there with the dog and I'll half pay attention.
Okay.
But it's like all these movies she watches, they don't have like real endings. They have like these open-ended endings. Okay. And it's like even this World War Z, there was no solution, really. Okay. It was, I don't think, if I remember right, there was no cure, was there?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, and it was just, yeah, I don't know. Again, but it's almost zombie, again, it's almost a zombie ripoff type thing. And
Yeah. What else did you watch?
oh, just that.
Just that. Okay. We got something. It's a start. I'm feeling this. Scott watched a movie. I watched Barbarian, which it went in a direction I didn't think it was going to go, which was kind of cool. It's a nice, fun little horror movie. Your wife would like it. It's set in Detroit and flipping houses. You think it's going to go one way. It doesn't. It goes in a completely bizarre way. And there's some cool parts. There's some like genuinely creepy moments in there. Definitely worth checking out. I think on cable one day. Nothing too original there. Just kind of a horror movie. But I did watch something amazing. And that is Weird. The Al Yankovic story. And I cannot recommend this movie more. It's one of the best things I've seen in a long time. And I think it was Hobby Mike in the chat on Discord, which we'll talk about a little bit later. He mentioned, he had seen it and said it was good and said, hey, it's a parody. I'm like, wait, what? It's not the actual. So the movie is a parody, just like his music, of his life. And it is so well done. And I don't want to ruin it. Like there's not much to ruin about it because it's Weird Al. Did you ever see UHF, his movie, before a long time ago?
No.
So that's a great movie too, but it kind of skips that, which is weird. But it's a story of his life as told if he was a hunk or a leading man type figure. Daniel Radcliffe plays Al Yankovic. Those of you who don't know Daniel Radcliffe, he's Harry Potter, right? He is ripped to the nines with like giant 6-pack stomach abs. Everything, always has his shirt off or open, which should tell you right there, it is not reality. It is far from reality. A lot of the cameos that show up of people from the 80s and the actors playing those characters, I don't want to ruin them because they're really cool when they pop up. And there's like some great characters that show up throughout the movie. It is so well done, super funny. And the only problem with the movie is it's hard to watch. physically hard to watch because it's only available on the Roku channel. So in order for me to watch this, I went out and bought a Roku stick to plug into the side of my TV so that I could get the Roku app, which I didn't have. I'm like, well, I would have spent $20 at the theater anyway. The stick was on sale on Black Friday.
The Roku app isn't part of Comcast.
No, I didn't see it on there.
I thought it was.
Maybe
but
it
I could
is.
be wrong.
I don't really ever, I always forget to check through Comcast.
Okay. I hope you spent the money on it.
I did, but it's so well done. My girl, my crush, the love of my life is in this movie too, which was a great surprise. And it's so good. Everyone should watch Weird.
Who's that? Kathy Bates?
No, she's pretty hot though. She could hobble me any day. All right, moving on. Last night, and this kind of fits into our running theme of the show, watched a movie called Hunting Bigfoot. And it is a documentary about a Bigfoot hunter. It's not really about Bigfoot. It's more about the guys that hunt Bigfoot and how it is genuinely sad to watch. This guy is basically threw his whole life away after his wife died. It's about mental illness and obsession, and it's on Amazon Prime. Worth watching.
Listening, Paul?
Paul should watch it. I think Paul Gill should watch it. It's a great movie. There's nothing to ruin. It's just it follows this guy over a period of like 5 years, and his slow descent into just madness, basically following Bigfoot after having a sighting, trying to catch that glimpse again. And it's really, and it kind of talks to his family and some other Bigfoot hunter characters. And
why there is no Bigfoot.
That remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. All right, something else I picked up though. A couple things. I bought a new record, Scott, and this I talked about this many times. Godzilla Singular Point. So this is the soundtrack to the anime Godzilla movie. It has amazing artwork that comes right from the film. I still think everyone should watch Godzilla Singular Point. It's one of the better Godzilla things that have come out in years. Check that out.
I was going to say, is that Jet Jaguar?
Yes, they made Jet Jaguar cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They did. So if you want to see Jet Jaguar done really well, watch this anime series. But the soundtrack's great. Great artwork from Waxwork Records. Check it out. And I love when vinyls are really well done like this. You get some cool artwork to come with it. And
but what can you ever do with it? that's the bad part about, I mean, I miss albums and the album art, but it just sucks. Like I was I'm still a classic Yes fan.
Yeah.
And the artist that did a lot of the earlier album covers was Roger Dean. And don't turn your back on me.
I'm picking something else up.
So and the Roger Dean's art was great. I have a few books, Roger Dean books even, that are fantastic. But the artwork, it's
but that's not true. So I bought these. It was on Kickstarter. I don't know if they sell them anymore. But there's these clear acrylic frames that you can pop off the cover and put the record in, and it hangs on the wall. And it also has an attachment so where you could just put if the record itself is cool. So you could have one frame for the cover art outside and one for the actual record. Clear case is what they're called. And it's,
but what do you do if it opens up into a nice,
well, see, that's what they need to make is a new frame. If anyone's listening, Kickstarter people, is a thing that holds a record that the gatefold opens up to put on the wall.
Right.
I think that would
sometimes
be really
the cover gatefolds too.
Yeah,
the album cover gatefolds. So it's
there's
what I
cool
miss
stuff
the most about albums. Otherwise, I love the space that they don't take up in my house anymore, and it's the weight of moving them. And let me tell you, CDs are heavy too. When you
CDs are the worst. Books, CDs, and records are it's something I have tons of, and it's just bad. You're gonna like this. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, 4K, over an hour of never before seen deleted and extended scenes. Just came in the mail yesterday. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but collector's edition, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Super excited. It was one of your favorites, right?
4K. No, it actually wasn't, but I do
Really?
love the scene where he goes off on the car rental lady. That was
So I'm an hour of extra shit. So that's kind of cool.
Did you have a nice Thanksgiving, by the way?
I did. Did you?
No,
Why not?
because
Wait. Oh! I pressed one of my new sound effects that you didn't hear because of the way this works.
Oh,
But there. Wait. Oh! The disgust. Okay. All right. Anyway, why didn't you have a good Thanksgiving?
well, things are hard here with the dog. And so, of course, everyone comes over and the dog's going nuts. And she finally decides it's time to go to sleep in Dad's arms. And so everybody's in there and she still wants up on me. So it's like having a baby. I said, well, I'm going to take her to a quiet room. So I take her into here, I shut the door and I sit down with her. And she falls asleep on me. And, I fell asleep too. For about an hour, and then I woke up and she was still she was out,
Yeah.
And the wife calls me, says, hey, dinner's ready. And so I hear her say it. So I texted my stepdaughter and I said, hey, tell Mom the dog is sound asleep to go ahead and eat, and I'll just keep her in here, so you guys can eat in peace. So she stayed there for another 15 minutes and she woke up. So then by the time I got dinner, it was cold and subpar. But as my wife would say, you wanted a dog. So there you go.
That is true. She can say that. You did want a dog. This was the most low-key Thanksgiving we've had in a long time. It was just me, my mom and dad, my girlfriend, Jamie, and my brother, Justin. My grandma is not doing well, so we're kind of dealing with that on the side. So, yeah, it was weird. It's been a weird couple weeks here, and it's gonna get, I don't know, fingers crossed over here on my side of stuff too. Things aren't going well for her, so that may throw a kink in some stuff later on in the month. We'll see. But
97.
Yeah, 97. She's kicking, still going.
That's a good run, man. No matter what happens, that's a good run.
I agree, and I think she agrees as well. So that's why. She decided it's time, and we're all kind of sucks, but
you have to respect it.
Yep.
It's yeah.
All right, good news. We're done. All right, giveaway. Last episode's giveaway. I shipped out, I don't know, over 10 boxes of things, I think, when it came down to it. And of course, and I am not complaining, the heaviest box went the furthest. It went to Sweden. Of course, that's how the wheel would turn things out. But I hope that made it there safely.
The wheel hates you.
The wheel hates me, man. When his name came up, I was like, I know this is going far. So yeah, the heaviest box went to Sweden. It should probably be getting there about now, I would think. But I sent out a few mystery boxes, and Scott, I didn't even tell you what was in the mystery boxes. Which one of the things in the mystery box is I printed out paint pots. So if people are wondering who got a mystery box, it's for washing your paintbrushes. And I sent them. And if you want one, I made an extra. A Jackson Kong.
Yeah, I want 5 of them.
So mystery box people, I think, got Jackson Kongs and maybe some other goodies I threw in there. I don't even remember. It was kind of a madhouse when it came to shipping.
You see the paint cups?
Yeah, what?
I didn't see the paint cups good.
One of these. It cleans. It's got water in it, so I can't tip it.
So what's the?
It's got some ridges in there to clean your brushes and.
Huh.
Yeah.
And how's the PLA hold the water good?
Yeah, I've had no problems, no leaks, nothing. Everything's fine.
Have you accidentally ever drank out of your paint cup?
No, that's what I was thinking for our mugs. We're gonna.
Has anyone ever drank out of their paint cup?
No, I have actually. When I was using a mug, I have.
Okay, bring your mug up again. So it's November
Wait.
27th and
Kinda fits right.
2022. And the significance of that mug that you probably don't even know today, it's just you screwed up, is that today is Charles M. Schultz's 100th birthday.
Is it really? Look at that. I did it on
Yes.
purpose.
And so the other day when I went to the post office and I asked for some stamps, the first thing that came up were these Buzz Lightyear stamps.
If they only knew. If
So
they
if
only knew.
knew. So, but then while I was there, I saw these, so I had to get a sheet of these too.
Oh, those
And
are cool.
The Schultz Centennial.
Yeah, I like those are nice. I'll have to get some of those.
And I'm thinking there's only one character that I can't. No, wait. No, he's only on there too. So no, then I can name them all.
All right.
I think. Hold on. Did they give you the names? I gotta look now. I'm interested.
What do you got? A magnifying glass? What is this?
Yeah, but it doesn't give you the names.
What are you, Inspector Clouseau?
So the
Who has a magnifying glass laying around? What year is this?
I use it all the time. It's called How Old Are You? Not What Year Is This?
Sure.
So anyway, there you go. Peanuts Gang, Charles
Cool.
M. Schultz.
All right. So this week's giveaway, we have first, I'm going to be sending out something and Scott's sending some stuff. I want to thank Robert Troch. Sent us this amazing. It's one of those I wish I could keep it giveaways. But he ended up with doubles of the Evil Dead Groovy collection. And it's Evil Dead 2, and Ash vs. Evil Dead, the complete series. So this is awesome. Thank you, Robert, for sending this in. We're going to send this out to someone. The keyword to leave in the comments if you would like this is groovy. You must type the word groovy.
What is that? A DVD set?
So yes, this is 4K DVDs. That is one requirement. You must have the ability to watch a 4K DVD. So if you don't, please don't enter, because you won't be able to watch it. And I'd rather have somebody who's actually going to use these.
It won't be so
it.
groovy.
Okay. Yeah, it won't be so groovy. So the Ash vs. Evil Dead collection. Thank you, Robert Troch, for sending this in. I want it. I want to watch Evil Dead 2 in 4K. But 4K, if you have not watched a 4K DVD yet, sound is amazing. So that's my giveaway. Groovy in the comments below. And Scott, what is your giveaway?
I have 2 giveaways.
2 giveaways. That's right.
So, and I think I've showed this before. So the first giveaway will be a Typhon Kloskinski Nosferatu bust.
More stuff I wish I could.
And this is really well done. Although I didn't open it. Well, I opened it, but I didn't open it.
Originally sculpted by Kent Kidwell, I think, and then kind of fixed up by somebody.
I'm not sure. And I apologize to Mike for that. But anyway, so we'll
throw some pictures up so you can see. But yeah, definitely that's one of them.
So this is one of them. And then the second one is Creature from the Black Lagoon bust with the little artwork thing.
Fantastic.
And that's the bust from the Millicent bust, you know, where she's holding it, but they put some eyes in it and gave it a base because it was so beautiful and just made it a separate piece as well. Now, how do we want to do this one?
No international shipping, number one, because they came all the way over from Europe. Well,
I'll do Canada. I'll do Canada.
We'll do Canada.
Okay. I'll do Canada.
But they're not going back across the Atlantic.
They're not going back to Europe.
Same with the DVDs. They're staying here in the United States.
Yeah, they're both, because unfortunately, if you're overseas, you're probably cheaper getting it from Typhon. Anyway.
Right.
So,
yeah. What just Typhon? if you're interested, type Typhon. Typhon
So
Studios.
which Typhon do you want? Type in Typhon Nosferatu or Typhon Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Or Typhon both.
Or Typhon both. Yes.
There you go. But make sure you say Typhon and we'll get you in. If you want both, we'll do it that way. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for sending in that stuff.
Yeah,
to
Mike
give away.
sent these a while back. And we
Yeah.
were giving them away. And so there you go.
So I
Mike's
am also going to go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, Mike's also got his monster from the Bride of Frankenstein's getting ready to go out, and his Werewolf of London as well.
Yeah, I'll throw those pictures up as well.
So yeah, so go ahead and
support Typhon. Support them.
Yeah.
Real quick. No more giveaways for a while. I'm gonna get everything cleared out. So please, we appreciate everybody sending everything. I still got a big couple other things back there. I want to get the prize closet completely cleared out here for the new year coming up. So we love the donations. We'll ask for donations again here coming up, but I want to get everything out and then start over with a new prize closet. So thank you for everyone who has donated this year. Thank you everybody who has donated at all this year, or like since the beginning of the show. But we're going to hold off for a little bit, just get everything cleared out. And then we'll just, when we're done, we'll let you know we can send new stuff out. So thank you again. We truly, truly appreciate it. All right.
How was your shirt? I saw that the Worthlings had their shirt.
My shirt turned out okay.
And yeah, mine did too. I was going to wear it, but it was just a hell day. So
yeah,
I'm in mourning of my life. So
hey, you're wearing black. Yeah, what's up? You're wearing black. You're trying to be like me.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. So, which we haven't even, like, we didn't do the official. Please, the voicemail, email, all that stuff. If you'd like to leave a voicemail for us, which we have at the end, it's 708-816-4299. Keep them like 30 seconds or less. That would be amazing. 708-816-4299. If you would like to leave us an email, it is modelclubtv@gmail.com. If you are a winner of any of the giveaways, that's where you send your information, modelclubtv@gmail.com. And don't forget, we have a Discord. That information will be below. Scott's yawning because we're late again. And if you would like to buy a t-shirt, we have our links on Teespring and Redbubble. And please like and subscribe. I should have said that at the beginning. I always forget. We're getting close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Yeah. We're 722 is where the last thing I checked. So we're doing okay. Doing all right.
722 is still accurate.
Good. Cool. All right. News and reviews. Sorry.
I want to thank the 300 or so people that sent me messages telling me how much worse the show is without me on. So I appreciate that.
Well, thanks. At least, it wasn't half. Half still thought I was okay.
So, yeah.
News and reviews. Here we go. Gonna need the overhead cam for this. I bought from, and I hope I say his name right, Mike Swistek from Jersey, Cthulhu Gizzard Customs. I bought.
We should have him on. He's got a lot of fun stuff.
He agreed to. I asked him. He agreed to. So I'm going to reach out to him maybe next episode even. He agreed to come on for us. So let me turn on the overhead cam. Overhead cam is now up and running and functional. But he does these 31 heads of Halloween every time he sculpts a different head for the whole month of October. And this time around, one of them was a Nurgle champion, which is a Warhammer thing, which I love Nurgle stuff. So went ahead and picked that up. And they're great, like for making little relief magnets and simple, quick little paint-ups. Great piece. And then since I was ordering, I figured I'd order a Tarman as well. Take my T off. So I have a Tarman. And he signs the back. These are great little pieces.
If you don't mind me asking?
I'll go back. They were between 40 and it cost me like $70, I think, for the two of them or something. I don't remember. I'll put up the prices, but they weren't expensive at all. Nice little, great painter's pieces. Yeah.
Good size. Yeah.
Good size. Nice heft to them. Really cool resin. I like this brown resin. Great pieces though. Thanks, Mike. And yeah, Mike agreed to come on at some point. So I think we're going to have him on, do a little interview with him. He does some great relief stuff. I'll have his Etsy shop link down below. If you're interested in any of his cool pieces, he puts up, I think, almost all of them from his 31 Heads things every year. So support him. Jersey guy, been around a long time. Cthulhu Gizzard. Yeah, Cthulhu Gizzard Customs on Etsy. Mike Swistek. So great stuff. More Nurgle stuff. I love it. So that's what we got from Mike. That's what I got from Mike. Next, we have from Paul Gill, Yagher Army, sort of. The Goon Platoon continues, 1/6 scale. The Fiddler, which would be a Phantom, sculpted by Jeff Yagher, to go along with the Goon Platoon series that he's got going on. Which that's a pretty good Phantom.
Yeah, Jeff can hit the Phantom for sure.
Yeah, that's nice. So check it out over there. Get a hold of Paul Gill through the Yagher Army or through Gillman's shop as himself. But he also has this coming out, and let me read this: 1 in a Million, 1 million years BC, 1967 Hammer Films. This is part of his Hammer line. Prehistoric man called Tumac is being banished from his tribe before meeting a pretty woman called Loana. She belongs to a gentler coastal tribe, but he must fight caveman Peto to win her favor. Jeff Yagher presents Loana, played by the beautiful film star Raquel Welch. Quote unquote, he killed it on this one. This is a quarter scale bust, comes in 5 cast parts. Paul, cast parts. Price is $100 plus shipping and handling. Get a hold of Paul through PayPal.
Jeff Yagher, too.
Jeff Yagher. Yeah, it's going to Jeff Yagher. Dupac at AOL.com. In the PayPal, I'll put that all up below. But great piece. Very cool piece. Very cool piece. That likeness is awesome.
Paul says he's not a machine. Whatever. You know what? Get more done if you stop watching Bigfoot fucking specials, okay? But
So,
I agree. This is a really nice piece.
Yeah. That is a must-have, I think. I love Raquel Welch. That movie as a kid, oh boy. Oh boy. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. But well done with everybody involved. That's a really cool piece. You wouldn't even when you think Hammer, you don't think that movie, but it is a Hammer film. So,
well, funny you should say well done.
Yeah, well done.
Getting into our friend Uel Winner.
Got a lot coming up.
Yep. I know he was upset with me. He messaged me and said, what, nothing last episode? No pieces. And I think he had just come out with a couple right after we recorded, or you recorded or whatever. But here we have Dino, which this is going to be a must-have for me.
That is a great Dino.
I know. I love Dino. So, it's
a dog theme.
And Pupstar, I think it's probably part of that. What the heck was it now? The Space Kids, the Cadets.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I had no idea what that was.
All right. And we'll move on to Wildfire. Wildfire is later in the 80s, probably beyond me.
I sort of remember this.
And I had to give Uel a little crap because I'm like, dude, you're not hitting our baby boomer stuff anymore. But that being said, you look at this piece, it's beautiful. You know, I mean, he still knocks it out of the park.
The opposite side of that, I think this is a great way. Like, if you want to get a girl into building models, we have nieces here and friends of the family that paint stuff all the time. This would be super cool to print up a copy of this, give it to a kid to paint, and let them go. Like, awesome. And then the Blue Racer.
I don't know what
I have
this
no
is
idea
either,
what that is either.
but it's the same. He told me it was the same animation company that did the Ant and the Aardvark, and I can see the but that's kind of a cool piece. It is
Blue
kind of
Racer's
cool.
a snake because that's the type of snake I know, but 'cause it kind of looks like a worm, but it's not. It's a snake. I don't know. I had never seen that before. And then the other one, I have no idea. Phantomas.
Yeah.
Really cool, creepy looking cartoon piece. I have no idea what it is. I'd love to know. And when I Google it, something completely different comes up. So I have no idea what this is. I would love for him to write in. Leave a comment below, and let us know what this is from. Or what it's from. Like, I don't know. But it's really cool looking. That's our well update.
It's our well update.
From Tony Lamb. Oh, what?
You probably thought I died by now. But
from Tony Lamb and Hunk Productions, we have a Medusa update. He has this Medusa kit available. We'll leave all that information again down below, but here's a paint up version of it. You get one giant hunk of resin if you purchase this kit. They did some shrinking on the base, I think, to make it a little more cost effective, but that snake is huge. And I love that it looks like a real snake. That's really well done paint job. I don't know who painted it, but Tony Lamb, great kit coming out of Medusa. All right, from CG Blade, his next kit that he's having printed and then he's producing is this Chucky chair. And it looks like it's from the sculptor Anthony Shamscott. Never heard of. But the detail in this, I don't know how he's shipping this to anybody. Because if you look at those springs in the back, there's like those Jack in the Box things.
I don't know how you're printing that.
I know. Oh boy. Good luck. Good luck. And especially the pentagrams up at the top. Oh boy. That's a nightmare. But I hope it turns out really good. Because that's a cool... Look at the baseball... Like the chair itself. The baseball bats with spikes all over it. You have the different Chucky relatives. His wife and his son. Sort of son. Hammers, bats, Jack in the Boxes. Cool stuff in that chair. Well sculpted. But check out CG Blade's Etsy shop for all of his kits that he has over there that he has printed for you. And I don't know how you ship that. Good luck.
I don't either.
And then I joined a new Patreon over on Patreon called We Make Monsters 3D Design Studio. So I want to give everybody a heads up on there. Again, Hobby Mike in the Discord gave me a heads up on this Patreon, and they got some really nice stuff coming out. And I was kind of hoping somebody would start to fill this void on Patreon because it's mostly anime chicks and boobs when it comes down to the 3D sculpted stuff. And this fits more in with the line of Garage Kit stuff. You got Dead Snow, you got Gary Oldman's Dracula, the Gorgon. They kind of have that kind of stiff, like old classic Garage Kit sort of pose to them, which is kind of neat. Their new stuff coming out in this, the Christopher Lee Frankenstein, Curse of Frankenstein. Again, typical Garage Kit kind of poses on stuff, and I'm really excited to see where they go with some things. The welcome pack had some really cool stuff, so great place to jump on now on that Patreon. It's not very expensive each month. The one thing, and this is a good example of like what I don't like when it comes to 3D, the Dracula, the Gary Oldman, the emblems are raised up, and I'd rather have those a little more recessed than raised up, but I can't be that picky sometimes. But this next month coming up is Without Warning, Insidious, and I think the really cool thing is 4 figures from Night of the Living Dead. And so jump on over, you can see it. We Make Monsters over on Patreon. Some cool stuff, I think, finally. Some stuff coming out. And I'm also thinking about doing the tier so I could print for people if they would like some of this stuff. So if you're interested, let me know, and I might make that leap. I didn't get a lot of hits on that Frazetta thing, so we'll see. I might go ahead and work on that. So Workbench. Scott, you just have a picture of a dog.
Well, that's what's on my workbench.
That's it.
And you can see my feet and my workbench. And the cutest little beagle belly in the world.
Aw, beagle belly.
So
and as far as Workbench for me, I've been doing some painting, but it's mostly I've been painting these dugouts for Blood Bowl and just painting numbers over and over and words and not having a good time with that because it's just tedious and not fun. But I've also been doing some printing. I'm getting that Venom ready to paint. But yeah, painting a lot of number chips, stuff that go with the score. But that's my workbench. It's been kind of tough.
I forgot a news and reviews.
Oh, you forgot a news and reviews?
Yes. Just came in today. Or the other day.
Oh. The Frankenstein.
From Shannon Worthling of Pestilence Labs, who's obviously signing this because the house ape she's with, no way, has writing that good. Okay. So I got my Frankenstein, sculpted by Jeff Yagher. Okay. And I'm going to pull it up. But, I forget how big these are until they come in. And I think I took a picture of this, so I'll put it. But, and this is the scene where his collar's out.
Uh-huh.
It comes with the 2 collar pieces. And the bust and the base. And lo and behold, what goes on that base? How I Did It by Victor
book.
Frankenstein. 3D printed. Got some holes in the bottom. By some asshat. Yeah.
You had a hard time with those books, didn't you?
Well,
it's a giant file for a book.
Yeah, I don't know if it was entirely my fault. I'm not going to take the whole hit on that. But once we got it going, I just sent 82 of them off to Mark. So if you're waiting on a kit from Mark, the reason you're waiting is because of me, and I apologize. But they're coming. So
cool. Workbench as well. Depending on if Scott was going to be here again or not, I was planning on doing another live little hobby demo. If I have time, it'll be here. Hello, everybody. I'm going to sneak in a solo workbench while Scott went to sleep. I thought the episode was a little short. For those of you who like short episodes, I'm about to ruin it. I'm going to do a little solo workbench here. I forgot some things that I had bought that I want to talk about. And then I'm going to do a quick Zenithal priming or pre-shading tutorial. Won't take very long. Yeah, I know there's other ones on YouTube. But for people who are in their garage kit, paint garage kits, you might not have come across those videos because it's mostly miniature guys that do it. So I want to kind of show you what you can do with Zenithal or pre-shading. But first, before we get there, I want to talk about some things that I picked up. And the first one was, and I talked about these before, and it's pin vices. Now, I had purchased the Wow Stick. And the Wow Stick is this USB charged, let me flip the camera on, I'll probably go back and forth, USB style pin vise, little tiny little drill. And part of the problem with this is I have found, no matter if it's charged or not, it goes through some stuff really well, right? But other things, it jams up on. And for something I want to show you, here's what I'm talking about. Here's a piece of wood. Now, piece of wood, not that hard, but on resin it does it. On everything I've tried it on, it does it. Now with this tiny one, it's working fine. On a bigger drill bit, I've had some problems. So I'm still going to use this for certain things. It's a pretty expensive tool, but I figured, what the heck? I love the company Army Painter, and I was in a shop, and whenever I go to a hobby store or game store, I like to buy something so I feel like I'm supporting the shop. But I picked up Army Painter's miniature and model drill. And it's a lot like the pin vise that I had before, which is this one. And this pin vise I bought off of Amazon. And it's a great starter pin vise, I think. And it works well, except as you work with it, this part tends to loosen and come off. And then your bit falls out. But, I mean, it's not a bad one by any means. Not a bad pin vise. This one, though, however, is really nice. It comes with a couple things. It comes with, get rid of the package. it comes with, zoom in a little bit here. It comes with 3 bits. Okay, comes with 3 bits, which is pretty nice. I already probably have these sizes, but those I think are your standard kind of bits for drilling out miniature gun holes or and stuff like that. But it also comes with a wrench, and I was like, well, what's the wrench for? The wrench is to actually tighten down the top when you're putting a bit in. Okay, so let me grab that tiny bit. I think that's the shuck. Am I right? Is that what you call it? That's in here, and those are hidden. Let me loosen this. Those are hidden inside the handle, which I'll talk about in a second. It's really pretty easy to swap these out on this piece. This is connected with a little rubber gasket that keeps it in place, and then your shucks are in there. Okay. I think that's what they're called. If not, I'll add it to the corrections list next episode. All right. So we have that. That plugs in. This goes in here. And then we have our tiny drill bit, which I need. And I'm going to put that in. Put it in there. Put the nozzle back on. Or not the nozzle, but the... I don't know what the technical term is here. Get that on there. Tighten it down with the wrench. I'm not too sure what that's for yet. A little mini screwdriver is my guess. But there's your little bit. And, ow, it hurts. It hurts. But that's a great little pin vise or a miniature hobby drill. From Hobby Painter, quick little review. Really like their stuff. Feels like really well made. This one feels cheap, right? This one feels really nice. So good job, Army Painter, on this. Wow Stick, I'm still pretty disappointed when it comes down to jamming. And I wish I could... Let me... This came off. Wow Stick, I'm still pretty disappointed. Now, those... Are there different shucks? I've never found them in that one. But this never seems to feel like it wants to tighten down all the way. The cool thing I like about this is all the drill bits fit in the same one, but it's still, I don't know. I'm just, it's not what I expected. It does jam up quite a bit. So kind of put that off to the side for now. This pin vise, though, it's a really nice one. Good job, Army Painter. All right. That's part 1 of a little hobby workbench review. Great little tool. Part 2 of the other thing that I bought tool-wise at another shop. They were having a sale on Games Workshop stuff. It was like 25% off. And sometimes you have to wait for those dumb sales to pick up dumb things. And I picked up this, which is, let me go back to the other camera, which is the Citadel Color Spray Stick, is what it's called. And what you're supposed to do with it is you put all your miniatures on there, and when you spray them, it's you get a little more movement ability when it comes to spraying things instead of just putting it on a table and being done. So how this works, and I think what I'm gonna do, and these are your 2 parts. This pops in, this up a little bit. This pops in. I haven't done it yet, so it might take a minute. Clipped in. All right. So you get it like this. Like a little spray stick. That's exactly what it's called. So then you take the supplied rubber bands and you put those supplied rubber bands across here like this. And they clip on. Oops, they clip on like that. All right. And then, why don't I have one here? And you can put your miniature base in like this, and it holds it so that you can spray it and twist it and turn it, flip it around, and spray from this way. Now, the cool thing that I was like, well, here's what I want. I'm not going to be using it for miniatures all the time. If I have a multi-part kit that I'm working on, I think there's some things I could 3D print, like little squares or cubes with a little lip on the bottom that you could put in there that has a hole, and you can put your piece in there with a little alligator clip. But they also sell some add-ons that plug into here for tiny parts. So I picked up these a long time ago, and these are awesome. And they're just a stick with an alligator clip on the end, right? Or a roach clip if you're from the 60s. they go in there, and then they fit perfectly down in there. So if you wanted to, they're a little loose when it comes on there, but you could take your part, whatever it is, and let me find I don't know. Let me just use this piece right here. If I wanted to spray this again, and I wanted to put this in here, boom, it's on there. Could spray it, could turn it, spray it, turn it this way, get above, turn around. It's a great, like, it's just one of those things I've always seen. I'm like, I don't need that. Why would I buy that? And I actually think I'll be using this quite a bit. It's kind of a cool little tool. So the spray stick from Citadel Color, a dumb thing. I already looked on Thingiverse. There are some things you can 3D print that plug into there instead of buying them from Citadel that you can glue little parts on. But I think I'm going to try and make some little plugins, and I'll keep everybody posted on that. And if I do it, I'll put them up on Thingiverse so that, and I'll put a link so anyone could download it if you do buy this and put it on there. So what I'm thinking is more of a cap that would stick in the bottom of this, so this wouldn't fall all the way through. It would kind of hold it up higher like that. It's kind of what I'm thinking I might want to do. So that's where we are. Those are the two tools that I bought since the last episode. But as far as hobby demo goes, I thought it would be kind of cool to give a quick demonstration on what zenithal priming is or pre-shading is. And what it is it kind of gets your shades in place. It gets your highlights, your high tones, your mid-tones, and your really dark recessed shadows all in one go, and you're kind of ready to go. And I'm going to use two pieces to do this. I think I already lost one of them. Oh no, I put it right there. So I'm going to start with this Jackson's Kong that I had sent out. And I had already, this is 3D printed, and I already primed it. So the best way to think about this is think of this is, where is your light source coming from? I think how I've explained this in the past is a lot of garage kit guys are stuck in that mindset of high points are lighter, the middle areas are a little darker, and your deep recesses are your shadows. That's not always the case. So what you want to think of is like where your light source is coming from. And if you were to look at this piece, and it's a Gorilla, so it's kind of hard. It's all dark. But let's pretend it's something else. If this was red or something else. But your light is hitting straight on front, right? Most people, if they were to paint it traditionally, would just go, okay, my shadows would be right here, under his chin, maybe in his eyes, and maybe, a little around his ears or down the middle of his chest, because that's a low point, right? But if your light is coming straight on, like if a spotlight is hitting this, there's not going to be a shadow there. There's not going to be a shadow here. There's not going to be a shadow there. There will be some under his chin a little bit, but even like on his forehead, you're going to lose some of that shadow. You're going to lose some of what people would traditionally paint this like. So what I suggest everybody to kind of try this is get the best way to do it. And there's one extra step that you don't need, but what I have here is Style Rens from Badger, and I have gray, black, and white. And this is your way to start. And what you want to start with is just black. Now, normally I would thin this down a little bit. Oh, please airbrush work. I forgot to test it before I put it. I love for those of you who got mystery boxes, if you did get a handle, that's what they're for. And I love my handle. So what I'm going to do is put a couple drops of this in there. And it usually works pretty good. And I'm going to spray the whole thing. I'm not wearing my respirator so I can talk. Spray everything black. Get in all the recesses. And I would do the base like this too, but I'm just like kind of quickly getting in everywhere. Get a base coat of black. Now you can do this with a rattle can. Vallejo makes an awesome black rattle can, and so does Citadel. Citadel's is really expensive for a can of paint, but I think it's one of the best black base coats. Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm springing a leak on my air hose. That's not good. that kind of explains a lot with what I've been hearing. But I'll have to order a new one. So get your base down. So I have to repair my airline. It sprung a leak right there. It's cracked. I've had this forever, so I mean that makes sense. Black everywhere. Nice solid coat. All right, then two together. Put that. Really kind of let that sit for a second. All right, I'm also gonna do just a quick face. It's got black all over that already. It's Scarlett Johansson from some kid I printed. All right, I think I'm good. I'm gonna hit everything with the hairdryer. Okay, that gives me my two base coated black pieces, right? So we have Scarlett Johansson's face and King Kong. So what you got to do next is you got to move on to gray. So get your base coat done and then clean out your airbrush as best you can, which I'll come back after I've done. And we're going to shoot gray next. So give your gray a good shake. And then you have to decide on where your light source is. So for me, for Kong, I'm going to have the light come in down from one side, like it's hitting him on one side of his face, like it's going to be the moonlight. He's out for a nice swing in the moon. And what you're going to want to do is pick your angle, which for me, I'm going to shoot it this direction. You'll kind of see how it goes. Down and from the side. All right. So, and don't move. Just kind of move your airbrush. Don't move the piece. Now, normally I'd have to kind of get my hand, but I'm just going to shoot on him for now. Move your piece. And this shows you where the light would hit. The light wouldn't hit on this side over here. It's just going to kind of pop and do that side. So I'm going to get as much gray in as I can. And do it that way. That gives you a nice like dramatic lighting effect on your Kong. So that's just the gray. Let me get some more in there. A couple bit. Now I'm going to hit this base as well. The back, one side. All right. So it's getting light from one side. Hit that. That's our gray. All right. Dramatic. This side looks almost black. This side looks gray. And there we go. Okay. For Scarlett Johansson, I am going to do like she was just standing out in the sun, and the sun is directly above her. What I'm going to have to do is kind of hit my gray from above. Right? Now, depending on how dramatic you want it, you have to decide. Do you want it that dramatic, or do you want it a little less dramatic? Then if you want it a little less dramatic, soften up that angle a little bit. I'm going to kind of hit from this side and from this side. That gives me my pre-shade of gray, my mid-tone, my dark tone. Get just a little more. Okay. And that's that. Let me hit this cheek a little bit on this side. Oops. Okay. There we go. All right. There's a little drop on her. Kind of hit. Oh, there we go. All right. Kong, gonna smack him again with a little, just one last puff. And we'll go from there. All right. Time to clean out my airbrush again. It's time to go to the white. And this is your, if you're done, if you want to take this, the basic zenithal, you stop at the white. So I'm going to get some white in there. And I hope my airbrush stops leaking. All right. So I'm going to get some white. And this is your final highlight. So again, you're going to pick the same direction that you did before and just spray as if you're misting it on there, all right? And this one you don't want to cover everything. You want to kind of give it a little more dramatic, oops, spit. A little more dramatic hint to it. Hit that shadow, hit his chest a little bit. Top of his head, that cheek. Cloud of smoke. Oof, shouldn't be breathing that. And that would be your final zenithal shade right there. Okay. So let's do Scarlett Johansson. So same thing. Gonna hit. Oh man, it just spit right all over her nose. Keep kind of misting this down. Same thing. You wanna get her pre-shaded as well. I'm gonna mist a little like more to soften up that shadow. And of course just spit all over. Oh, my airbrush. That's gonna build up, and that's okay. If it does spit like that, appreciate it. Okay, so there's my pre-shade Scarlett Johansson. Let's get a little more direct on her face. All right. So now here's the cool thing. So you could stop there and be done, but with like Kong, what I would want to do is go back with a black wash and kind of get in some of those dark areas. So here's the cool thing. Let's start with Scarlett Johansson this time. So once you have your pre-shade done, what you can kind of do is just take your favorite flesh tone. And I'm going to go with Riojas Flesh from Comart, right? Your basic, just really simple, easy flesh tone. It kind of works as a nice base for everything. So I'm going to get that in there, and I'm going to put a couple drops. Nothing wants to work. Put a couple drops. Well, that's more than a couple. And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of airbrush extender in there, even though it's already airbrush ready. I just want to thin it down a little bit. All right, and I want to give it a test, make sure it's spraying. And what you can do is just kind of back it off and slightly mist over this. Right? Mist. You don't want to overdo it, but it's going to kind of give you your pre-shades in there already. All right. And they're kind of getting washed out on the camera a bit because of the lights. But that's how you kind of do your pre-shading. And it kind of shows you where you need to do your shadows, where you need to do your highlights, and work from there. Okay. So that is the Zenithal pre-shade on Scarlett Johansson. All right, and you can go back in with some colors. You got that. And this is more for dramatic lighting effects. It kind of helps make things look a little more natural when you're doing it. And I wish, I don't know if this camera picks it up. It's, nope. But that's what you can kind of do with an airbrush, kind of get yourself started on something. All right, so that's that. So you can add a second step of like a black wash. Nuln oil, any sort of pre-made washes kind of work for this. This is a little thick, for what I normally like to do with this. But, so what I'm going to use is just straight Nuln oil, which is from Citadel. And it's a great, just plain kind of black wash to darken some things up. And what you can do is if you feel like some parts need to be punched back in, just hit them with a black wash. And it brings some of those shadows back, like in some of the fur detail. You can kind of even wipe off with your finger in some spots. Let's say you feel like that needs to be a little darker there, which it does since my lights come in here. I need to get a little more, maybe towards the eyes, darken it up a little bit, in there a little bit. But go back with that black wash, and then you can even do a little bit of dry brushing of white, and then pop that up. Okay, and that's going to kind of give you almost like if I was doing black and white, that's a nice way to do it, is you're kind of picking those colors, leaving them in there. This side needs to be like super dark because there's no light hitting over here at all. So you'd want to make sure that you're getting your darkest area in there, right on that side of his head. You're going to get any light. That back a little. And that's your pre-shade, right? There's a lot more to it. This is just like, there's a quick way to do it. Experiment with it, come up with different light schemes. You can use colors to do this sort of thing. Like if you're going to add some OSL, like there's some light source coming on, like a green light shining on them, or the sun or something, you know, it could be a different color light that would be showing up on there. And you can kind of use your airbrush to kind of spray from that direction. But that's your pre-shade. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Depending, because we only have 2 days to edit. So if I have time tomorrow, I might throw that in here, what I was going to do with some zenithal priming. If not, I'm going to do it in a future episode. Promise. All right. Emails, voicemails, and corrections. We do have a correction. I messed up and I labeled a Tomb Raider kit, this one, as painted by CG Blade. It was actually CG Blade's 82-year-old father, George Pappas, who painted this. So well done, George. I hope I can still paint something at 82.
Let's go. We didn't have a correction. You had a correction.
I had a correction. First time ever. So,
oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And we have 2 voicemails. No emails this time. We've kind of, emails have gotten light lately. So, I don't know what that says. If you want to send us an email, modelclubtv@gmail.com. Send us a voicemail. It is 708-816-4299. Our first voicemail is held over from last episode. I waited till you were here so you could hear it. We had a cryptid call in, Scott. Are you ready? Here we go.
I'm ready.
I think those were the legit whoops of a Bigfoot.
You know what I think it was?
Who happened to have a phone in his somewhere.
Yeah, just happened to have that cell phone.
I got it as someone's.
I think it was Paul, and he stubbed his toe and figured he'd call us while he was still screaming out. So,
oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Then our second voicemail is from Brian, your favorite and my favorite,
Hello, guys.
Brian Clark.
Your favorite English teacher. I have to say, I'm watching episode 58, and I am 3 minutes and 13 seconds into it, and I can say so far that it is the best episode that there's ever been.
He's such an idiot.
Yeah, I know it's the second time that, Jay, you've been alone without, Stay Puffed over there, but I will say, it's crazy that the more that you're alone, the better it gets. Even though you're a little off and, you say that you're not as funny, I would disagree. I find it even funnier when you're on your own. There's something about your lack of someone to bounce your jokes, in quotation marks, off of. So, hey, one thing I do want to say is I know you guys keep talking about Discord Saturday nights. I know it's been, you want to do it whenever. It just seems to be the time right now when people are able to do it. has been pretty fun, man. I've gotten to talk to people all over the country, and it's been a lot of fun hanging out and meeting the names that you know. So I know you've been in and out there, but you know, Garbage Pail Kid, he's been there a few times until he got sick. So hopefully we'll be able to keep that going and maybe get some other days going where we can all sit down, chat, and stare longingly into each other's eyes via the internet. Be good and happy Thanksgiving.
I think Garbage Pail
guys.
Kid is
Your favorite English teacher.
I think Garbage Pail Kid is the best thing you've ever been called. Brian Clark. But he's right. The Discord
plasma.
hobby hangout has been really cool to see people kind of come together, use it when we're not there. I went on Saturday and everyone had left already. I had just gotten home from being out of town and everyone had left already by the time I got home. So we don't have to be there. I want people to use that to hang out, meet other people, and you know, paint stuff. Jamie Sai is killing it.
For those of you wondering where I've been, is the same excuse I have for everything this episode is I have a puppy that is like having a newborn child. And what do they always say about a child? When the kid naps, you nap. So when the puppy sleeps, I sleep. And the puppy sleeps about an hour ago. And that's late. She's usually out by 9:15, 9:30.
Scott Lookabill has a tiny child, and he's on there all the time.
Because his wife loves his child, and my wife doesn't love mine. Anyway, so I've been getting broken sleep for 3 weeks. Obviously, when the puppy gets up, I take the puppy out. I've stepped in more dog shit this year than I have. I'm pretty good about cleaning it up, but it's inevitable, especially with leaves. Jesus, that when they're gone. So, so no matter what happens, when the sun comes up at 6:30, she's up, and that's when I'm up. And by 9 o'clock sometimes, I'm out. I know you even called me a few times a little later, 10:30, and I just switch you over because it's like, I'm in bed, I'm done, I'm cooked. So that's what's going on with me. So I don't know when I'll get back to the Discord. I don't care.
See, guys, I don't know. Gotta talk Scott into sticking around. What's going on?
Yeah, everything's going slow right now.
And I think that's all we got. There's a great gallery, some cool stuff in there. Again, people sending stuff in. So keep sending in those kit pictures, and we'll talk to you next time.
Contest reminder.
Yes.
Typhon Creature, Typhon Nosferatu, or Typhon both.
Yep.
Whatever you're giving away was
groovy for the DVDs, 4K.
Groovy for the DVDs. And let's be positive for Phil and hope things turn out well.
Absolutely. And be positive for Scott for making it through. Hopefully he'll be here next time. We'll see.
Freaking dog would eat me. You should see her. She eats like a piranha.
Oh, no. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time on episode 60. 60. Holy crap. 60. Wow. Yikes.
Going up on Christmas, too, huh?
Yeah. Do we do something for Christmas or no?
I hope not.
Such a party pooper.
I'm sorry, everyone. It's been a rough 3 weeks.
Such a party pooper. Email your complaints to Scott, not to me.
Yeah, now's a good time to do that, too, because Scott's in just the right frame of mind. You should have saw me in Menards the other day.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next time. Model Club TV. Hit those links below. Please like and subscribe. We truly appreciate it.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yes,
share, subscribe. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye. So I had to go to Menards to get lumber and some stuff to do some of the stuff like that. Okay. And of course, it was Black Friday when I had to go. And without fucking, it's just like when you drive, when you're in a hurry, the slowest talk on his cell phone, text on his cell phone, son of a bitch gets out in front of you. And it's like, and I had Zippo patience that day. Okay. And I'm in Menards with my buddy, and we're going through. And of course, this one family's kid walks right in front of me. And I'm pushing one of these big carts, so they're harder to stop. She just walks right in front of me and then freezes, And then she stops, she goes, and I go by her with attitude, and I'm like, yeah, you're going to get hit by a car someday. And it's like, what a great idea. Take 100 kids with you on Black Friday into a crowded store. But got in and out of there actually pretty painlessly, so that was good.
Good. I had no Black Friday experience. Nothing. I went into Home Depot to nothing. It was like calm. Nothing I wanted was on sale, so I turned around and left. So,
well, that's a little thing Menards did. They stopped their 11% sale like on Wednesday instead of the weekend like they normally do.
Of course.